I hope you all are having a very good day today. I wanted to talk a little bit about this section over here today in the guide depot, specifically talking about the Ciaconna guide. I'm a bit of a new player. As you can see, my union level's only level 56. I started at around, I think, 2.2, I guess, whenever it came out on Steam. Being a bit of a newer player, when I saw the guide depot was here, I got excited and was like, this is great. I can just quickly get my guides in game. I learned a little bit about the characters myself, and looking at the guide, yeah, I just don't think it's the best option right now. Disclaimer, I am a bit of a newer player, so all of my opinions, you could disagree with them, and obviously you're free to go look at other guides, go look online at other places to see, but this is just my opinion for the characters that I have. Today we're going to be talking about Ciaconna. First off, the first thing that they show you here is obviously your recommended main stats. And here we don't really have too many issues. All this looks pretty normal. The substat looks pretty good. She wants the Gust of Welkin set, assuming that you're running her with Cardathea. Any other arrow DPS she could work with, you would still run Gust of Welkin. The other obvious problem that we have here is it doesn't even show Cardathea as one of her main teammates. I guess I'm okay with putting Shorekeeper, but I would like to see either an update here or a change, but she can work with like a Phoebe Shorekeeper team, maybe Zani. Her best team is 100% still Cardathea and Arrow Rover. First thing we're going to look at is the stats, the recommended stats. And these are just unbelievably ridiculous. So anyone else who's kind of in my position, who's a bit newer, coming to the game and looking at these stats is probably going to get, one, overwhelmed, and two, confused. And if you don't have like a basic understanding of the game, you're just gonna probably brick your account because it doesn't even make any sense. So the first thing we have here is the HP. The recommended HP of 45,000 is just absurd. The only way that you would even potentially be able to get that is by like running like HP main stats on all of the echoes, which is just stupid as shit. She does not scale off HP at all. One of her alt upgrades gives her a shield anyway if like you're really worried about being immobile and getting the first chain off for like a spectral frazzle team. That doesn't even matter at all. You can have some obviously flat HP on your one cost echoes. Those are going to be there, but otherwise you really don't need /want any percent HP on any of your echoes substatted. I don't even understand the next one. Her attack value, this is like an extremely arbitrary, like 1049. It doesn't mean anything. Attack and defense shouldn't be there at all. She's going to have whatever attack she has. If you get attack percent on some stuff, that's fine. Potentially your 3-cost echo could be an attack percent instead of an arrow damage, but you probably don't need that either. Crit rate and crit damage are really probably the most important values on her. So the values of being 5% and greater than 50%, these are like her base values. This is like what the value is by default. So having this here doesn't make any sense because those are going to be by default anyway. So in my opinion, you should shoot for like 50% crit rate and like above 200% crit damage would be like fine. Like you're going to be totally fine. Obviously, the higher the better. Like the optimal would probably be somewhere above 70% for crit rate and somewhere above, 250% for crit damage. Healing bonus, she doesn't heal. She has no heal in her crit whatsoever. So please do not roll a 4-cost echo that has healing bonus. That's a great way to just throw tuners down the drain. And then finally, ER, it says greater than 230%. I don't think you need 230%. You really don't. She's going to get her ult like plenty. Even the 140 I have here was just because I essentially one, I'm running Static Mist, and two, essentially I rolled 3 ER rolls on my echoes kind of by accident. You definitely don't need this much ER, and you definitely don't need 230. To recap all this, try to get your crit rates maybe like 50%, 200%, 50% crit rate, 200% crit damage, something like that. Do not roll healing bonus. It will just brick your account. Please do not. She does not have healing. And then ER, maybe like 120 or something like that. This is what they're saying, the recommended echoes. This is my echo. I'm running the Kelpie. Here's their main slot echo. So they're recommending the Reminiscent Fleur de Lis, which is fine. I actually don't necessarily have a problem with that. And then they say arrow damage bonus attack, which is fine. Gust of Welkin is definitely her best set. It doesn't make sense to run anything else because she inflicts arrow erosion very well. The only other set that you would run is Moonlit Clouds when you're doing it when you're using her in a Spectral Frazzle team. But otherwise, if you're in her best in slot team or just with any arrow DPS, you want Gust of Vulcan. These are good. So crit damage, crit rate, attack percent, resonance liberation damage is good. ER is good. Yeah. So I think these are pretty good substats. Everything else really doesn't matter. Skill priority. I wouldn't even do level 8 for a normal attack resonance skill because I think it starts eating your like boss materials at 6. So mine are 6 right now. I actually need to go upgrade these. But the other ones, it's going to eat boss mats. So I wouldn't upgrade it past 6. It's going to eat your weekly boss mats if you do that. So leave both of these at 6. You honestly don't have to upgrade them, but leave them both at 6. The intro skill, I upgraded to 6, but you can literally leave it at 1. This is good. I don't know why all of her sequence nodes are recommended. I don't know if this really changes too much. It probably depends on the situation. But recommended weapons, these are great. I actually don't have a problem with any of these. Woodland is her best. Static Mist is her second best. Romance and Farewell is her, I guess, third best. If you, for some reason, don't have pulls or don't have Static Mist, save some of your pulls and focus on trying to get a Static Mist off of the standard banner, because it's in my opinion the best standard weapon for sure. Recommended teammates, these are terrible. It's awful. It's actually disgusting. I mean, you can run Phoebe Shorekeeper, but for recommended teammates, just run Cardathea and Arrow Rover if you have them. And if you don't have Cardathea, save up your pulls and get Cardathea now before she goes off banner, because she's very fun and very good with Ciaconna. The one thing that I did want to talk about, two things I want to talk about. First is this recommended main stats. So they have here the crit rate for your 4 cost. The only issue that I personally have with it is a little bit more of a nitpick, so it doesn't matter. It's not the biggest problem. There's a lot of problems in this. It's not the biggest problem. Static Mist and Woodland Aria both give crit rate on the weapon. So you're naturally going to get something like 24% crit rate. So running crit rate on your 4 cost is fine, but then you're going to have probably really low crit damage. And I'll show you what I mean on mine. My crit damage would be in the gutter if this wasn't here. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the Kelpie here. So they suggest the Reminiscence Fleur-de-Lis, which is a fine echo. It gives you 10% arrow damage bonus. The issue is Ciaconna is not Rover Arrow, or this question mark is Cardathea. So she doesn't get the extra 10% arrow damage bonus on a top of this. So she gets 10% arrow damage bonus. That's the max that she gets from running Reminiscence Fleur-de-Lis. This gives her 12% Glacio and 12% Arrow. The Glacio doesn't matter, but 12% Arrow is still better than the 10% Arrow that we're getting from this. So we're getting only 10% from Reminiscence Fleur-de-Lis, and we're getting 12% from this. The Glacio, like I said, doesn't matter, but we're getting 2% more, which is, like I said, I was nitpicking. 2% is not that much. But I also did the math on the damage from the skill, and the skill damage is like, I think, like 40% more or something. So hopefully this was a bit of a good overview of why not to pay attention to this, because I did, and I basically just got baited. So once I got down to the healing bonus, I was like, okay, there's something totally wrong here. I wish I had caught it sooner. Hopefully you're coming here before coming to this guide. This is what my echoes look like. Like I said, I'm running crit damage on the Nightmare Kelpie as opposed to crit rate. You can run crit rate if you want. This is the crit rate one that I kind of had built before, which is fine. But like I said, I'll show you. If I equip this one, her crit rate goes up like really high, but then she ends up with this just like really high crit rate because of my weapon, right? Because of Static Mist is giving me 22% crit rate naturally. So because of that, her crit damage ends up just being too low compared to the crit rate. So it's just not worth it in my opinion. And then for my other ones, arrow damage bonus, and then just attack percent for these two, and that'll be fine. And just roll, obviously, like I said, I don't have perfect echo rolls. This one isn't great. This one's pretty good, like low crit rate, and crit damage could be better. This one's not good at all, and then this one's also not good at all. So like, I really haven't built her that much, but you don't need much to like make her be fine. Obviously, this one's a pretty good one, but in general, just rolling. If you get crit rate or crit damage, put it on. So hopefully that gave you some good advice. Once again, Good luck to all of you. Please don't brick your account like I did and losing like, I don't know, something like 200 tuners or something. If anything, even if you don't pay attention to this video at all, that's totally fine. As long as the only thing you take away from this video is this is dog shit and do not look at it at all. And you can go look it up on some other website. You don't have to use this video if you don't trust me. Just please don't trust this. I'm speaking from experience. This will just ruin your life. So if this helped prevent you from maybe losing a bunch of resources or gave you some insight into kind of what Ciaconna does, please leave a like and subscribe. That'd be great for me. Hope your day got better after this. See ya.